Is a tree really called a tree?
Is there a point to my act? I would say there is. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up! Look at my furrows whirring. Look at my big bank account.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's nice swerve. I'll get some of that.
Oh, it's Boo Boo Bear.
Hey, but oh,
Look how clean that looks.
I thought I was coming for the nuts.
Sort of.
I didn't know what he was doing for sure either.
I didn't
so
even see the camera. I thought he was.
I wasn't sure, so I was just gonna punch the camera or get the knuckles, one or the other.
Well, this is awkward.
This is deception right here. It's like, this is weird. Should we get out our knives now, Isaac, or what?
Knives.
Like, we gotta take these guys out, don't we? This is the
Oh,
competition.
is that what we're doing?
Dude, it would be
Is
a
that-
really fun tag team match.
Let's run it.
Me and my camera guy versus you.
Oh my God. Yeah, that
That would be a
was.
fun episode of the show. That would be
Down.
super fun. We should do that.
Super down.
And we have
The
somebody who's nobody there's no
Nobody films it.
That'd be part of the joke. We have somebody who's really
It's like the Hickson. It's like the Hickson story. It's like nobody ever really knows what happened. We just come out bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, is they just walking out and we're all like stumbling out bleeding.
Womp 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 womp.
Brian's coming out of nowhere. Y'all already hit me with a chair.
Well.
It was a chair.
Yeah. Isaac. Jamie Keelstein's thing. Hit me with a chair.
No, sir. Jamie. How you doing? Isaac. Nice to meet you. Hey, what's up?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I feel like I can show you guys as much shit as I know. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is about sharing my knowledge, as much knowledge as I can, and I'm gonna try to do that in an hour and a half time frame. I'm not gonna show you guys warm-ups. I'm not gonna show you guys shrimps, back rolls. Y'all already should know that. You know what I'm saying? We're here to learn that good stuff. All right. Throughout my jiu-jitsu journey, you know, my whole mission has always been to be the best competitor that I can be for 10th Planet and just jiu-jitsu in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always been my mission. That's always been my goal. Start straight to it. Like I was saying, I wanted to teach a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? From rubber guard to darces to Peruvian neckties, and I'm gonna try to blend it in as much as possible. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot my leg through, and I'm gonna bring my knee over his back. Right? Just real simple, very, very common for if you've done my seminars. This is something that we do a lot. I'm gonna shoot my leg and I'm gonna pull him over his shoulder. This is gonna break his posture down. But I'm trying to go basically underneath his, over his armpit and then over his shoulder, smashing that down. The more I smash this down and stay belly down, the more it's gonna be harder for him to posture up. All I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna straighten out my leg and then just curl, right? Now, people are gonna be like, well, I'm not that flexible. It's not about flexibility since I'm on my side, right? I'm gonna just straighten my leg and I'm just gonna curl my heel to my stomach. Okay guys, so very simple. We're here in Z-guard. I'm gonna shoot my leg in and look at, I'm bringing his shoulder towards the mat. As I'm here, I'm gonna straighten out my leg and I'm gonna curl my heel to my hip. Okay, now, his hand's hanging out there because he needs something to base on. He's not just gonna slam his face on the mat. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna grab onto his wrist and I'm gonna pull this like a rope, grabbing onto his tricep, pushing this towards my hip, bringing it across. Getting the carning right off the bat, right? We're going straight big off the bat. Now, everything after this is our base. Everything after this is gonna be, basically what I want you guys to really get into. But right now, this is gonna be the base of our whole concept, okay? Once again, we're gonna be in Z-guard. I'm shooting my leg through and I'm bringing my knee over his back. I'm gonna straighten out my leg, curl my heel to my hip. No flexibility involved right here. All it is being on your side. If you're on your side, you're in a good place right here. Once I'm here, look at, I'm grabbing onto his wrist, I'm pulling it across, grabbing onto his tricep. Left leg, it's just gonna kick out, boom. Dropping my toes to the mat. My left arm is gonna slide across, grabbing onto his wrist, pushing this towards my hip. Once I'm here, I'm just gonna bring this over towards his shoulder, which is gonna be towards my knee. Once again, we're gonna be here in Z-guard, right? Good Z-guard. Most of you guys already seen this concept, so that's what we're just warming up with it. I'm gonna shoot my leg through. I'm gonna bring my knee over his shoulder. As I'm here, I'm not staying tight, I'm posturing back. I'm straightening out my leg. I'm curling my heel towards my hip. We just did flying kung fu without even thinking about it, right? I'm shooting my right leg through. Look at, I'm grabbing onto his wrist, pulling this. Now, my left foot doesn't have to go over his arm or nothing. I'm just keeping my, as an anchor, I'm keeping my foot on the mat. I'm pulling his wrist towards me, grabbing onto his tricep. My elbow is gonna slide on his forearm, grabbing onto his wrist, pulling this towards my hip, and then bringing it across my thigh. I have so much fun. I'm gonna show them my favorite arsenal, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I can't give you guys my best, then I don't even want to be here, you know what I'm saying? So let's have fun with it. Does anybody have any questions right now?
What do you do if you don't have a right arm to grip that shoulder?
One more time.
If you don't have a right arm to hook that shoulder, what do you do?
My right arm?
Yes. So you go.
So I'm here, here.
Yes.
It's all gonna be here, and I'm just gonna bring this here. Now, toes, just try to be as aggressive as you can. My right leg's gonna go across, but it's really about this, right? Now, my right arm, like, doesn't have to really hook. The reason why I hook is for it to prevent his rolls. But if you're aggressive with your knee clench right here, that roll's not really gonna happen. But this right hand is only security, right? It's like an extra security for him to prevent roll. But is he gonna roll even if I don't grab it? Probably not. But I always kind of like take it to that extreme, right? Like if you could control it a little bit extra, say right now it's 99%, I don't want that, I want 100%. So this is gonna be 100%. But this right here, this is 99%. So you're still good in this position, okay? What's up, Storm? How you doing? Good, how are you? Good.
Trying to make sure my folks are doing the right thing at least. I don't want them doing the thing for Father Boogie walking around. Get my ass beat later. I swear I told him right, Daddy. Hey, he actually is the one that taught him this though. Last time when he came to his seminar stuff, they were doing this wrong. It's their fault. See, so it's kind of the same thing too. If you're staying here and you're just kicking that leg straight, it's gonna allow him to stay further like down onto your hips and stuff like this. Okay, you want him to be carrying his weight into you with that Z, and then I'm kicking my leg more like towards that light above me than I am towards the wall. I'm trying to get that, and then I can posture back. Okay, switch my feet across, come through. Okay.
Keep it to yourself, but film it, like all of it. It's yours. That's it.
This is mine.
Keep it going.
All of it. The whole gym now. Boogie just said it.
These are your moves, not mine.
Oh, he said the moves, my bad. But so, just like not straight, just up. That way you can make him start to fall that way. And that's that same way you're like tracing with your knee over. And now I can keep that pin more, especially when he's off. Switch that bottom leg across the staple. Then I can definitely get that flying kung fu. I may not be able to grab that, and that's fine, right? Elbow traces out to the wrist.
do, you can do too if you want. Bring this here.
Well, that whole
It's like,
that's why I tell y'all to stop.
no, and it doesn't. It's a good thing, right? Like it's a good thing that he's finding out a way out. But you're leaving your hand. Like I'm still controlling your arm, so now I'm just gonna chicken wing you. You know what I'm saying?
It's just gonna get worse from there. That's why I tell you. All those crazy submissions y'all see is from people being stupid and thinking they're gonna get out. Then they're just gonna go further, and it makes you look like an idiot. Yes. You're like,
I want them to go further. Yeah. Get deeper into It's not a bad thing to find a way out, but everything needs to be in. But right there, you're like out, right? So it's like that's when you're like, I can find a way out, but I'm like, but your arms are exposed, right? Find a way out with everything tucked in. You know what I'm saying? So, correct?
very correct. You taught me shit.
Wait.
I hope it's correct. That's what I tell them all the time.
Yeah. Look at that.
Respect that name. Respect that.
That's horrible.
What the hell? It's hot. We're in Florida.
I'm about to tell him.
Tell on me.
That's unacceptable.
They're gonna tell on me for being sweaty.
No doubt.
Why do you think they call me Twinkle Toes?
I see now.
They're either going to tap or do more.
So,
Same time. Yeah.
It's okay, bud.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Grab the wrist. Trace the elbow. Wrist lock. Taylor would enjoy that. Just go ham on the wrist.
Who cares about the shoulder when you can collect the wrist?
0.05%. Science.
It's science.
anybody have a problem with that at all? You guys good? Dude, if you're not having a problem with that, you just learned one of the hardest 10 planet moves, you know?
I'm here, but then getting to triangle in the feet.
So,
Here.
you already did the hard part. Like, you're telling me like,
I've been fighting to get this leg up though, man.
okay, so this arm, what's wrong with this? So you're just you're having trouble bringing this across?
Getting a proper triangle here.
Okay, so all you just don't flare your toes up, flare them down. That's all I want right there. That's all I care. That's all I care about.
Okay.
That's it.
Copy that.
Like you literally had it. You're like, it's perfect. How can I get it more perfect?
Overthinking it.
So it's like the most perfect I've ever done it. But how can I get it more perfect? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't know, man. Add a cheesecake on there, dude. Boom. What here? Boom. He's gonna drive into me. He's gonna roll. Twist to side control. Japanese necktie. He's gonna kick that leg over. With bars. He's gonna finish that SARS. He's gonna rock up. That's when he finishes. I'm gonna give you guys about 10 minutes of drilling, and then literally that'll be past 10 minutes of my sequence.
I can't. And he was just be like, this is the best way. And it's like, not for me. Because I can't, so it's not the best way, you know? It's just like, there was a few things like that for a big fat guy versus lanky boogie there was just like, man, can I change this a little bit?
Seems like he's came to terms with that a little.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I say. It's like, it's nice. Seminar Boogie's such a friendly person. Everyday Boogie that loves you and wants to see you do better, he's a little bit of a tyrant.
I was telling him we need to do a Boogie hug counter. Just like catch all his hugs and
He's
just
the
like
best.
do a little hug counter.
Dude, he's the best person for that kind of stuff. But definitely, if you're his student and you say you want to be good, you fucked up. You're going to be good, or you're going to leave. There's no other way. Like the reps and the drilling or whatever, just like, it's got to be that way. It's got to be that way. Because kind of that guy was like, what do you do if you don't have a right arm? It's like, oh, got him. It's like, you can't do that now, right? Okay, cool. So we gotta
New thing.
see what's up. He was really good with that with Pete. Like you'll see Pete will be here in July, our guy in the wheelchair, he'll be staying with us for about a month in July. And so he did really good. Like,
Oh, I forgot Pete's coming.
yeah. So we would have Pete out there, dude, and we would just sit there and they'd be like, all right, we're doing all these things. It's like, now, take the legs out. Weird.
Okay, just shrimp. Move your hip.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. It's like all arms. And he's like, roll with me, but only do arms. Like, just you, like we would roll, like do a roll with it. I couldn't not cheat. Like, cause I would have to engage the bottom part of my body to move one way or the other. So he would submit me like 2 years.
I was coming off ACL surgery. I like tied my legs together with my belt.
Oh, nice.
It was perfect. Me and him were rolling. It was a fun.
So you could still pendulum.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
Is like you can
100%.
still pendulum. I realized that a couple times. Like I'm penduluming though. Sorry, man. that's cheating, you know.
Just like using them as a counterweight.
Yeah.
In certain ways.
It's so funny. Like you have weight all the way out here, but he can't. It stops literally right there.
You can't heel hook that much.
So people, like, what's the reason to go the back over the front in your eyes? Stop slow. That's very good. Another thing is posture, right? So it's like if he escapes his head, the position that you're in. Does that make sense? So it's like, I was saying, if I'm here, if he pops his head out, I'm here. That's the best position. If I go here and he pops his head out, I'm here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where do you want to end up? It's like, always think about like exit strategy. Where do you want to end up? Where would you feel more comfortable? Do you feel comfortable sitting like this with him on top of you? Or do you rather be here on top of him?
Well, I'm saying I even have a hard time getting to step over my leg.
Why don't you?
I'm pretty good at this, but I have a hard time. I feel like my grip comes loose right there.
So bring his leg here. Bring your leg over a little bit. And just fall back. Sit down. Just make sure you're already coming up. Okay. I just pull him back. I don't leave angle. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't jump him.
No, dude. I pull him into me. I make him roll. I go here and I pull him back.
I don't feel like I can get there until I'm
That's fine.
Okay. It's not. But it's more about sitting back. It's the angle. It's the one that you have to back like the squat.
Keep on pushing jiu-jitsu in itself. Like I said, man, this is gonna be a great weekend, and I thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. 30 minutes. Get ready. I'm about to do the seminar. Ready? Get stuck. Ready? All right. 30 minutes.
Few moments later.
Doing what we do, and now we can appreciate even a little bit more, right? I love jiu-jitsu a lot, like obsessive with jiu-jitsu. But after COVID, I even appreciate it and loved it even more. And I didn't think that was possible, but it is, you know what I mean? Because you realize that this is something that it's not just a fun sport, not a fun art that allows you to express yourself, but it's a lifestyle. You know, people that train jiu-jitsu, they live this. You know, we live this life, you know? So when we got, you know, this lifestyle taken away from us, it starts making you like dig deep inside and ask yourself, like, why do I train? What is my reason for training? Like, why do I enjoy training so much? Like, why does jiu-jitsu make me happy? And you know, I thought about that a lot during COVID, and I couldn't really come up with like a straight answer. You know, I just know it makes me feel a certain way. You know, and that feeling's kind of weird to explain to people unless you experience it yourself too. So even just by saying that, you guys already could relate. Like, oh yeah, that feeling you get when you go into a good training session with your teammates, or you go, you know, a good environment that you know you're gonna train hard or maybe compete. Like, that gets you excited. You know, it gets me excited. Even just walking in here, like when he's like, man, there's a lot of people in here. We're gonna open the door. You know, boom. Like even that, I'm not gonna lie, I got little butterflies and stuff. You know, before I teach like a big group like this, I get, you know, a little bit, you know, excited, and I get a little nervous because I love it so much and it's so fun. In tournaments, I'm sure you guys felt that when they're just not grabbing you, but they're not really trying to do anything, but they're still touching you, making contact, and that got really annoying for me because I was like chasing people down, like from my bag, sitting up, and you know, it just gets tiring. So I started realizing like that's why a lot of people play sit-up guard, you know, because you're more mobile here. I can chase you down. I can come up 3 points down if I have to, right? I'm mobile here when I'm sitting up. It feels weird at first when you start playing sit-up guard. It's almost like it doesn't feel right. Like you start thinking in your head, like it just doesn't feel right. Like my head's exposed, my arms are exposed. But after a while, once you start playing sit-up guard, you start realizing like, wow, there's a lot of magic here. There's a lot of stuff that I should have been playing for a while already that I missed in my game.
And I figured this out as a black belt, you know what I mean? I started adding new things to my game because we're always evolving, we're always getting better, doesn't matter what belt, we're always learning, right? And you know, Eddie Bravo's option was quarter guard, boom, which is really hard for me to play. I don't like to play here against big guys that smash me, right? Put all their weight on top of me. Like, this is draining right here, all right? I don't want that. So that's like my last like position. If I end up there, then I'll play. I know the game, I know the system. I got my lockdown game, I got my foot stomp game, my mini stomp. I know that game. I only pull it out when I need to. You know, for the most part, I'm playing my sit-up guard right now. All right, the sit-up guard, there's so many different styles I realized about the sit-up guard. All right, some people call it sit-down guard, sit-up guard, whatever you want to call it. Sit down because you're sitting down, but you're sitting up. So, you know, it gets confusing. I just call it sit-up guard, and I realized there's different styles. All right, and the styles that I fell in love with lately is called, we call it DX, which is short for De La Hiva X guard. You know, right here is a little bit more annoying for them. You start realizing that having this hand right here, like a helmet, like a shell, or like a shell, makes it really hard for him to really engage you right here. All right, but that's just part of it. This is my sit-up guard. This is okay, I guess. I can do some dogfight, I can do some other sweeps, but to really get this guy's hips in control, I started leaning back and sneaking this butterfly in here. All right, this back hook, De La Hiva hook. So I start sneaking back, and then I exit up with this leg right here. And look, I'm leaning back. The more I pull him in, naturally he's gonna wanna balance on his hands right there. See how much control I have right here with my X? I'm using my X to elevate him. His knee's on my chest right here. That's gonna happen a lot. A good drill that I want you guys to work on is just that rock right there. Just rocking your opponent, just being able to stretch him out right there. Boom. Leaning back. Boom. Working on that little slow right there. And then once we go here, look, boom. You turn to your side and now we're in dogfight. I go around the hip, and now we're gonna end up here just in dogfight. Okay? That's the first one I want you guys to learn. Grip. Now I'm gonna start loading him up. You load him up by leaning back. Like this. It's hard to get the De La X when you're sitting up. See how, like, even I'm flexible and it's kind of weird. Some people could do it, you know what I mean? But that's kind of weird to pick that foot all the way up. So as you pull him and lean back, then that foot comes up. Now you're here. You know, feel that weight. And then that knee's gonna be a little bit on your chest, so you just move it to the side so you don't bother yourself. And shoot that leg down. Come up, and then you're in dogfight. There we go. Alright, it's a really easy way to get to dogfight. If you like dogfight, you're gonna realize that this is a good way to just real fast get into your dogfight. We know we can do it from lockdown, we know we can do it from quarter guard and stuff, but now we're doing it from sit-up guard. De La X, rocking him up, turning to our side. If he posts out, even easier. But you know, he's not post out and then get the wizard. Make sure you get that wizard, or else he's just gonna take your back. I mean, a lot of times people give up the back. You know, you're just here and you turn to your side and you just come out. You're like, that's an easy back take. You know, that happens all the time. All right, best way to get good at things is just doing it over and over. So let's get some work. Ready? Good job, everybody.
Does it go that way? Come up on the dog fight. See, here's the thing too. When this happens, I actually don't do that anymore because of this. For some reason, it's not as comfortable for me to go there. But at this point, I'm just finishing the boa sweep. Just keep moving on the side.
This? Is that the boa? I don't know the name.
Yeah, that's right. That's the neat tag. That's the neat. The boas.
I'm bad at names. Or half and half, 50-50.
He's like, this is what everybody always was screaming at me. Use your wrist bone like a weapon.
Yep. In the floating rib. Yeah.
That's the bone.
And then stay.
That's how you half flex back.
Yeah.
You're really good at that kind of game.
That's my favorite.
That's your best game.
It is my best.
I think that's your best game.
Definitely my best sweep.
Skills.
I'd say maybe the electric chair is my best, but the boa is my best. No, not right.
That's a cool game though, that De La X. I've been playing that.
I'm gonna have to level up, keep up with you.
Yeah,
I haven't been in that
I do none of this. Really.
What's that?
I really do none of this.
I do not love it.
I like the idea. Yeah, oh, that's to say, the idea, I'm like, oh, it's nice, but I'm not sure I'm pulling you on top of me.
I've been developing.
I'm too big for that shit. Just like he's too little for some other things.
So when I started seeing him play a lot,
That's how it works.
I didn't realize a lot of it more. This is
I was
hard.
just talking about how good he is the other day. I got hated on. Thank you.
This is hard.
That's most of what I do.
I still do chin to chin. Yeah, I still do. It's just a mixture of styles from sitting up. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different games you can play with.
I've never seen anybody. I've never noticed.
He's asked me about, just since we're here already, in 10 Planet we call it the twist back. So this is like a modified twist back that I like to do right here. So we'll do it from the setup. We're here, sitting up. Well, remember this arm is super important. Don't forget about this arm right here. This is okay, this is better. All right, simple as that. Now I'm gonna roll them up, pull them up, boom. Now as they turn, I'm coming up, I'm in my dog fight. All right, a lot of times here we're battling, playing different games. The game I like to do is spin around. Eddie always says, just spin around the back, get your hook, get my left hook. But I hate having this arm around the hip. So what I like to do is I bring this arm over the shoulder right here. And I clench that shoulder. Instead of going around the waist, I go around the shoulder. And then now I pick my hips up on my right hand and I circle around. And I circle just a little bit, like I'm right here towards the hip. I'm gonna whip this left leg over. And look, I'm gonna trap this arm with my head and shoulder. And I'm gonna fall back, boom. And right away, I'm gonna lock this truck right here. The reason I like to keep this arm is because I can finish him here. I just slide up a little bit up. I gable grip and I finish this violin arm bar. Eddie calls this the baby twister. All right, when you trap this arm with your head and shoulder, and then you gable grip and you turn away, boom. That's called a baby twister. And a lot of times the guy starts pulling that arm out, he limps out, pulls it out, and I grab the shoulder, and I just take the back right here, boom, and it's done. So that even traps his arm there. Not always, but that happens a lot. And if you want to get more deadly with your back attacks, oos. Do you say oos here? Does anyone say oos? I'm getting traditional, I guess. All right, ready? You don't say oos?
Y'all. They say y'all.
My thing is high when I'm like oos. They're like oos. Like all intense. Like,
When you would say oos, I'll be like, what y'all think? All right, let's go.
Here you go.
oos.
Had like 3 people like.
Yeah. They weren't sure if I was tricking them. Like, is he really saying oos?
Is this on the quiz lady?
Dude, it's just like, I love playing that shit. And I love that straight arm bar when their arm's stuck underneath the armpit, how I was doing it. Shotgun. Dude. What happened, Joe? He's dead. Here, I'll be with you. No, dude, I've been crushing with arms right there. Like when my foot's underneath them, I just do it forward. I just like hit my They're just in my shit.
We didn't need this for tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a guy kill a guy with the go-go's next year, last week.
Yeah.
One of my blue belts got one of my big white belts. He's like, I didn't think it was on, and then he was just like, he had like the crow cop leg all folded back.
There you go.
Now you know. That's definitely gonna be one of y'all's thumbnail at some point.
It might be on purpose at this point.
What are we doing? I don't know. I just want to see what we do next.
Not that I ever.
This way. More way. This way now. And then this way. It's gonna block your elbows. So if I do this, you're gonna tickle my neck. I have my lean back then.
I don't know who's sweat put on his leg. Anything for the shot, bro. I'd just stand up. I don't know about you.
That's why I moved. That's why they're going
I play around on the side of the mat like this. They're like, stay stupid purple belt. Stop doing all that.
Hey, we're black. We're just not too.
You heard me?
Yeah, we're not too dumbass belts over here going to the wrong move.
There are no wrong moves when I'm going.
That's what I said. But purple belts are definitely wrong.
Is this gonna become a tag team match between me and you versus the two of them?
Y'all don't want that.
Different, you know, that's the freak style right there. That's my style. That's the stuff that I like to do. That's my game. And if you not sure if this stuff works at the highest levels, like I will never reach the level I'm at right now, right? So I'm not trying to show you guys stuff that looks cool. It's stuff that actually makes sense. It's stuff that we're working at our gym all the time, and I got killers. You know, I got guys like Cal Bain, Kyle Chambers, Ricky Lule, all these killers are training under me, and I started applying these moves, and they use it against me. So that's how I know these moves work, you know, because they work against me. That's the kind of guy I am. If things work against me, I want to run it. I want to use it. I want to play with that move. All in one flow. As I pick my hip up, I push him away, and I drop to my knee. It's all one flow. Boom. Right? I'm there already. Alright? That spin part, I ain't trying to be Michael Jackson or anything, you know, I'm just trying to reach over and square over my opponent. But, you know, jiu-jitsu, grappling, gets a little funky. You find yourself in weird positions. You gotta feel comfortable in these positions. You know, I know where I'm at. Even though I can't see my opponent, I know exactly what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. I just reach back here, boom, I'm already there. Drop him up, okay? The move again, here, whoosh, whoosh. See how I drop to my knee? Shoulder to knee, the same shoulder. Then you drop to the ground, post out, come up, run away, rewind it, boom. Alright? Best way to learn it, get some work. Ready? Ooh, I randomly did one, man. Ever since I did my videos and all that, I gotta really do this.
I'll probably be kind of
They just left you hanging.
Oh, for sure. I'm probably gonna spread it around the room.
Moves. You know, there's just so much that I want to share with you guys and girls, but time is limited, and I'm sure you guys had a really good session already with, you know, with me and Richie, about 4 hours of training, and I think, you know, that's good enough for today. So tomorrow's camp. Tomorrow's camp, you guys gotta get pumped up. You know, we got Brandon and Nathan. Give it up for that.
Taking all the coffee and water with us. Oh, y'all are all fogged up, aren't you? So day 2 of this no-gi camp down here in Jacksonville. Today, we're gonna be hanging out and listening to Brandon Mccaghren, the King of the North, and Nathan Orchard. Pretty excited about both of these. So, anyways, if I can keep my mic attached. I don't know. Anyways, bye guys. You ready for day 2?
Born ready. Slept up, hydrated. Had some breakfast and shit. Oh, look at there. Caffeinated. Found some pops. Got the new big He-Man pop. The Skeletor, Rattle, Panther pop. Crushing the game. It's been a big day. We're popping trunks. Big day. I don't even know.
Oh, are we revealing it? Oh.
Oh, wait. There's more.
How are you not Daddy Mac? Why are you BMac? Why aren't you Daddy Mac?
Well, a lot of times the Mac Daddy make you jump.
Just throw some suspenders on him.
It'll make you jump, actually.
That's a good point.
I feel like Daddy
I appreciate you bringing that
I feel like Daddy jump. Yeah, jump. Yeah, exactly.
Chris Cross will make you jump. Come on.
Yeah, that's both of them though.
That's true.
So you
That's
gotta
when you
make sure.
Daddy Mac and Mac Daddy.
Yeah, that's a lot to handle actually.
Bro, there goes Daddy Mac and there goes Mac Daddy right there. Just walked in.
Did you see this man just put a hurting on somebody in the cage last weekend?
I hadn't seen it. I heard about it.
Yeah.
It was good.
I enjoyed it.
It was good for one.
I'll send it to you still. I forgot yesterday. I'll send it.
Yeah. You didn't think about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I'm working.
Okay. I'll talk about it.
They're here.
Oh, never mind. I'll just get out of her.
Make yourself comfortable. Get to the lap. I'll announce you in about 5 minutes.
I put your stuff back at the store.
Settle in, relax. You don't have to talk to anybody. Just big time everybody. Like I'm not. No.
Because we were talking.
And then I'll just open up the gate. We'll walk.
You like came with the rat, and not even sure.
Yesterday killed it. Today I expect nothing less. It's gonna be amazing. We got Nate Orchard first, BMac closing off, and then we're gonna have an open match with as much jiu-jitsu as you can possibly stomach. Again, you can give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are badass. Give me 5 minutes. We'll get it started, and I promise to give you more jiu-jitsu than your brains can handle today. All right? Carry on.
We're getting lots of I hear people say, oh, those rash guards are dope.
They are dope. I would love to have one.
We don't have anyone.
Too many accolades to even mention. He's the man. You already know that. That's why you're here. I'll keep it short and sweet. You're welcome. Nate Orchard. What's up, everybody? Get a little circle going here. Back it in. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually taught this many people at once. Now, if I were to be snapping, I wouldn't want to snap like I'm saying with my front hand. I would snap with my left to the right. So, now I can't snap with my left, right, because I'm exposed. So that's why we have to do this shoulder roll over, as opposed to snapping to the front hand. You understand? So either way, this is a shoulder roll. It's a little push, it's a little block and snap. Okay, I roll my shoulder over. I've got the chin strap. I got like the meat of my thumb on his chin, and now this foot that is blocking his shin, I'm now basically going to kick it back and sprawl. See what's going on? You don't always have to do everything, right? Do what you can do. Work on the first step until you're so solid in that step that you're ready to move on to the next. And again, guys, like, I really try to bring the martial arts to everything I do, right? So it's not always about going and snapping, and sometimes it's like literally, I just want to like feel the intricacies of everything. Questions? Let's do this. Ooh, that was a good one. What?
Which way you shuck him, so when you throw him and go around him.
Yes.
When his arm come up and go into a dog fight.
Everything can always happen, right? I mean, everything is possible. For him and for me. Okay? There's so many variables in jiu-jitsu, it's pretty intimate like that. So sometimes you just have, just for the sake of reps, you gotta take these for granted, but I love to break it down too. So look. Look, let's say AJ grabbed onto my leg right now because I presented it to him. Because I have this chin strap and this leg's already up, I can really donkey kick it back. That's one of the reasons I do that, in case they do grab my leg, right? But I'm telling you, this snap right here, this has really been changing my game. Now let's get to a slightly more like traditional position, just a regular old front headlock. Okay, so usually like a go behind in wrestling, let's say I go chin strap, I put all my weight on him. You're right, if I wanted to go around him, there's a really good chance he's gonna grab my leg and slow me down. It's gonna be annoying. Or maybe I'll 10-finger grip him or something. There's always an answer. It's like chess, right? It's a back and forth game. So typically like a regular go behind, I would clear the arm. And now, as I circle, can you grab me? Can you grab my leg? Just that little tiny block stopped that from happening, right? Okay, so here, let's do it here, just a little more. Okay, so we're down. So that's the typical direction, right? Like usually in high school wrestling, it's the first thing you learn. You learn a snap down and a go behind. Used to that. So AJ thinks, I'm trying to get behind him. So he follows me. I'm trying to get behind him, I'm trying to get behind him, I'm trying to get behind him. And just because of that timing, right? But if you can't do something at the totally choreographed, totally, coordinated, helping each other, you're not gonna be able to do it when someone's fully resisting you. So we have to get it right at the lowest level to even come close ever to you know, when someone's fully resistant. Right. 1, 2, 3.
That's what's pushing the weight off his heel. Now you snap, roll, yeah, boom. Now you drop to your right hip. Hop, hop, drop hip, boom. Now you act like you're gonna go behind the old way. He chases, you shuck, bam.
All right. Yeah, blocking.
Just that easy,
yep.
right?
Okay. I do like that. I do like that lean in.
Makes them really easy to snap down. Right, so it's not just about the foot sweep at all, right? It's like this, it's not about the leg lock. Leg locks set up your passing sets up your leg locks. Head snaps set up your foot sweeps set up your head snaps. And it's turned into some other weird things, like what I did last weekend at CJJ. I hit that reverse, that full Nelson with the legs. You know, like maybe to some people that looked like a fluke or an accident, not to my students. To my students, they're like, damn, he does that to me all the time. You know what I mean? We can keep doing all this. But look, whenever I'm in this front headlock position, right? So many options, right? I could go for the neck. I could start going for arms. Next thing I could do is start going for the body. Okay, and again, this is fairly, I don't really see many people do this. So, you know, take it for what it's worth, but it's working for me. I just used it in competition against a really tough dude, you know? So that's how I can qualify it. So I'm in my front headlock. And again, like, an advantage is to do something people have never seen before, right? I mean, it's easier to defend things you've seen. It's really hard to defend things you've never seen. You don't even know what's going on, right? You break people's loop, and they're confused and they don't know where they are, and it's all weird. So again, I'm going to bend him backward in half. I'm now going to take my left foot, because I'm on his right side, my right knee, I've driven it in between his legs deep. I'm stomping on his ankle, pulling him back. Look, I'm still stomping on the ankle. Now I can easily put my grapevine / truck on. And now I'll just sit here and cook him. Right? How's that feel, AJ?
Horrible.
It's horrible. I'm just gut wrenching right now, which takes years to develop that squeeze. But like, I've literally tapped people out with just a gut wrench. Probably not AJ, but some people. I could go. I could even, again, just add it together, go one way, boom. I'm now on his left side, so my left knee goes in, stomping over. Maybe just go here at first, then if you can sink it deeper. A Kimura is not just a Kimura. It's like, my Kimura is different than your Kimura and different than your, it's different for everybody just because we're shaped different. Now there's like the, I don't mean disgusting, but I mean the gross shape, right? The big general shape of a Kimura. Okay, we get it. But then, my arm, when I do it to AJ, it's gonna be totally different than if I were to do it to Steve, right? I mean, it's just all these different ways, okay? So again, what I'm saying, is a tree really called a tree? No, we just agreed to call it that, right? So when I'm saying these words, right, they actually are not able to say what's actually trying to be said. But look, the way you find an arrowhead is the same way you learn jiu-jitsu techniques. If you're sprinting across the terrain looking for rocks, you're never gonna find anything cool. You've got to walk, you have to look at every single rock, every single thing, to just find that one good one that's actually, you know how many rocks look like arrowheads but are not arrowheads? Like so many, you know what I mean? So you gotta really inspect every single thing. You can't be in a rush to do any of this. You have to, again, you know, it's like Bruce Lee says, it's like, to paraphrase, if I point at something really cool, don't look at my finger, look at what I'm trying to point at, okay? And that's what I'm trying to do here. Don't look at these moves like too objectively, you know what I mean? Because they're, again, gonna be different for everybody. I've snapped him down, reverse gut, punch the mat, grab the wrist, opposite knee behind. Sometimes I'll adjust my grip as I go, but here's the grip, now I'm happy, right? And this is only the very beginning. If I could just, you know, easily get my leg through, that would be great. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a little more work, and there's a lot more tricks we can use that we'll hopefully get to. Put your hands together maybe, or he's getting slapped in the face, so that means I'll go
wrist lock, so he puts his hands together. Now I reach through and pull the elbow, and it's on.
When I try to replicate that, I can't. Travis, don't let her put you in a tombstone pile driver. Roll. Dude, my little pro wrestling heart's about to die in here right now. He just front rolled over. It's a sunset flip. Dude. I'm with it.
Crazy art, right? I was just having this conversation, which is funny because I was going to say this anyway. The way fractals work, you look at something that's super complicated and crazy and wild, you don't really see anything. It just looks like chaos. But then you hone in and you see one shape. You're like, oh, I see a swirl. And then I see how that swirl connects to that swirl. And then all of a sudden, it creates this big, or like the Fibonacci spiral. It's very related, okay? When you look at a fractal, it's chaotic. Until you zone in on one piece and you see something that your brain can understand, like a triangle or a circle or a little spiral, okay? So to see one thing in a fractal is to not see the rest of the fractal. Meaning, if I look at you and I see you as you, that's me not realizing that you're not separated from any of this crazy chaos all around you. You're just like the little triangle or the little circle in the fractal, but without that little triangle or without that little circle, the fractal wouldn't even exist. It's all built off of that one little tiny thing. So one person is as important as the whole. And that's exactly the way jiu-jitsu is. People get so obsessed with a move. But to objectify a move is to forget about how it's connected to everything else. Now at the same time, you know, you have, that's the learning process, you know. You have to see the small pieces and then put them all together just to realize it's all a whole, you know, or it's like a car. You look at a car and it's a car. But you take it apart, it's made a whole bunch of different pieces that do totally different things. Without one of those pieces, the car wouldn't work, right? So you take a car, it's a whole, you break it all apart, you see all the different pieces, but then you put it all back together, it's just a car. It's the same way people are, you know, literally in life, it's the same way jiu-jitsu is. You see jiu-jitsu, and then you look at all the different grips and positions and moves, just to blend them all back together again. You know, something I always say that my students are probably tired of hearing is jiu-jitsu is one move. So when you see two, you just gotta know that's an illusion. And the truth is that it's all fully connected. You know what I mean? These are the things that help me, just these thoughts. This is how I see jiu-jitsu. It's the only way I can explain it to you guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Minutes on the clock, and then we got Brandon Mccaghren. Hey guys. Also, you're welcome.
Nathan said it too. It's like I never snap with my lead hand. It's always back. Like it's the defense, it's the attack.
It's no big deal or anything. It's just the way it's done.
Change the distance between me and him. So I'm not going to push him away from me. I'm going to go to him, and my objective is as he goes down, I'm going to use my hips to bring his heels all the way to his butt as much as possible. So I'm here, I'm going in, following him, the hands plant, and as soon as the hands plant, my weight shifts back. You're gonna have to do a sit up for this. The weight shifts from my knees all to my hands, and my knees become light, and I can bring them all the way inside, and I drop into the pocket. So that's just how we're gonna walk. All right, so he's off, assuming a lot. He's underneath. This could be a problem, but we got here somehow. I'm coming closer to him all the time. And here. And if I'm on my toes here, bring your knees towards your face and lift me over your head. Then he can elevate me. Go back. I'm not bringing forward pressure. I'm hunched down around his hips. Now lift me. Totally different scenario. All right, so let's turn this way just so they can get a good look on top. And I settle back. Even if he wants to sit up, this is okay. This is okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ignore that. This is what we're here for. Fight for it.
No, I want to go. They gonna have this?
Nah.
You want it? Go ahead, man. You ask first. Boom. Camera's.
I needed the content. You're supposed to fight.
Alright, put it back down.
I gotta have stuff for the Wanderer stuff. Don't worry, I'll do fast for it.
Are you gonna start, bro?
Yeah. I don't know why I was going to
Yeah, okay. Move your head? No. Okay. So bigger than my fucking elbow. Okay. And promise.
Leaving jiu-jitsu. No. Leaving Georgia, getting ready for the week of PGF. Week of PGF qualifiers for Decatur. We're on weight-ish. Felt good though. Got 5-6 rounds in. But working our way back to go hang out with Pops for Father's Day. So onward.
Wandering Grappler gets to see my bottom game. That's no good. No good.
That's like your best game.
But not with left leg leading, it's not.
Well, okay. You're just trying to make yourself better.
That's right, I am. I say I'm pulling X guard on you, man.
This will all be a fast forward anyway.
We're back in Prattville, training with a couple people. I got my old homie Alan that I started jiu-jitsu with. He was a purple belt when I was a purple belt. I've probably talked about him a couple times on here. But trying to give back to the community, trying to keep grappling alive. Monday of week of PGF trials, Decatur. first go at the trials.
One big bar.
Not selling the pieces, but then the biggest project I ever had, more like kind of filling my life. So I try not to get too worked up about it every time I get like.
What's cracked, Black?
Not my back, apparently.
Never let a door shut without the keys in your hand, or some sort of metaphor. Hey, how are you? Hydration. Weight is always a concern, but hydration is the primary. Got a little dehydrated today, more dehydrated than I meant to early in the week. Still water loading. So I'm gonna drink this while I run to just keep the pores open. Oh, more water. But like a gallon and a half. 2 gallons a day. Decided to cut the grass right when I cut on the camera. It's cool. No biggie. So, alright. Going for a run, I'll be back. Still Monday, week of PGF trials, Decatur. Playing with ways to stay hydrated and kind of like balance my weight out. I've gone in dry before, not really looking to go thirsty. So trying to overshoot the weight a little bit. We'll see, trust the process. End of Monday.